Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. Well, the polls show, and you can't make this up, Trump is ahead of Harris nationwide by some polls as much as 7, and he's ahead of her in the swing state still. That little short bounce didn't bounce very far. And by the way, I love Trump's position on the debate. You know what Trump says on the debate? Wait a minute, they might change again. Why waste his time debating somebody that's not going to be the candidate? They keep moving the goalpost on him. Good for Trump. Morgan & Morgan's getting sued. By the way, I'm no fan of Morgan & Morgan. I'm not. I think what John Morgan did was something that I always wanted to do, is to create a nationwide firm representing folks. So in that, I respect the guy. But their business model is about moolah, 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 moolah. And now he's been sued for fraud. Drug cartel arrests. Can't make it up. They have arrested him in Texas. El Chapo's guys. Apparently El Chapo's son told on him. Can you believe it though? Arrested in Texas. Trump cartels. He says he will do military strikes against cartels. Hell yes. Tucker Carlson has passed up Joe Rogan on Spotify rankings. People are falling behind on mortgage payments. Hunter's lawyers, they're going to get sanctioned for lying to the judge. Uh-oh. Car repossessions are way up. Spike, imagine that. Rupert Murdoch is trying to keep Lachlan in control, and he's fighting off the rest of his kids so they don't get control of his empire. Glad he's doing it while he's alive. Credit cards, more and more delinquency. So let's recap. Mortgages, car repos, credit cards. The Biden-Harris economy. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. You have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News. The Gliders Geta Fest is going on in Newport this weekend. Go down and have you some Geta balls. Do you like Geta? I can eat Geta, but I don't love Geta. It's very much a Northern Kentucky kind of thing, Cincinnati area thing. Music festivals going on all weekend. Check out the music. Kentucky unemployment. It is a disaster. By the way, I need to do a Facebook Live bashing Andy Beshear. And speaking of Andy Beshear, let's get right to it. Andy Beshear is being vetted like he's the second coming potential VP candidate. Kentucky ranks last in almost every category you don't want to rank last, or first in almost every category you don't want to rank first. And he's considered the most popular Democratic governor. When they uncover the Trump campaign takes care of his record in Kentucky, you got to be kidding me. I think Beshear has got a chance, though, because I think at a dig at Trump, he beat Daniel Cameron, Trump's endorsed candidate, and I think that might get him the nod. That might make the difference, him being picked as VP candidate. But folks, all of you across the country need to know, Kentucky has great people. I love Kentucky. It's my home state. But our government sucks thanks to this guy. 130-mile-per-hour chase. Can you imagine going 130 miles? And speaking of chases, this guy right here was arrested in a cornfield. Cody Metzger. How come in the movies, Jamie, it always ends up in a cornfield, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It always ends up in a cornfield. If you're ever on a high-speed chase, you got to end it in a cornfield. That's the rules. One day, I'll be honest with you, folks. I've always thought it would be cool. This has got to be a clip. I'm just going to share something with you guys. All right, I'm not a crook. However, there's two things I always thought would be cool in life. And maybe I'll do it when I'm like 90, so there's less repercussion. Number one, I always thought it'd be cool to try to escape the police in a high-speed chase. You know, you see it in the movies, what it would take. Like, have the high-performance car, if there's a helicopter, what do? You go into the parking garage. Number two, successfully pull off a big heist. And by the way, you all know when you watch the movies, you all always root for the bank robbers as long as they're not scummy, murderous punks, right? Yeah. We always root for the bank robbers. Hell and high water. I rooted for Chris Pine and Ben Foster. Clive Owen, an Inside Man.
Yeah.
We were rooting for Clive, not Denzel, right? We love Denzel. Denzel was the cop. We were rooting for Clive. Yeah. And high-speed chases. Are you kidding me? Those are the two things I want to do before I go. Boneless chicken. Now, you all know that I rail against the Ohio Supreme Court because the Republicans on that court are anti-human beings. You ready for this? 4-3 decision. I haven't looked at the opinion. I'll guarantee you it's 4 Republicans to 3 Democrats. They voted, a guy almost died from having a bone in boneless chicken. And the Supreme Court said, you should expect bones in boneless chicken. You believe that?
Why call it boneless chicken?
I rest my case against the Ohio Supreme Court with that decision. This is the Bulldog. Do not be a bootless bait-breeding measle like the majority of the Ohio Supreme Court.
Hey there, Bulldog Nation. Jamie Spindley with Eric Deters World News. The latest world headlines in 60 seconds. A series of fires disrupted French high-speed rail lines just hours before the Paris Olympic opening ceremony. The rail company described the incident as a massive attack at paralyzing the network. France's transport minister condemned the coordinated malicious acts. The disruptions are expected to affect around 800,000 customers throughout the weekend. Typhoon Gayami made landfall in China's Fujian province on Thursday evening after causing widespread destruction in Taiwan and sinking a cargo ship. The storm's path across the Chinese seaboard brought significant damage. In other news, listen this, a laborer in Pradesh, India discovered a massive 19.22 carat diamond, dramatically changing his fortune. He found this in his backyard. The diamond is expected to sell for about 8 million rupees. That's equivalent to almost 100,000 US dollars at a government auction. Lucky guy. And the Belgian police detained several individuals suspected of planning a terrorist attack. The federal prosecutor's office stated that the suspects were involved in activities related to terrorism, including financing and preparing for an attack. The targets have not yet been identified. That's all I have for today. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I will be back Monday. Be safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I got 3 buddies in the studio, 3 pals in the studio, and I'm going to do a poll amongst the 3 pals that I have in the studio every day. And it's this. First off, the Olympics opening ceremony is tonight. Now, I spot watch the Olympics. So I do enjoy the Olympics. And I admire the hell out of the athletes, especially the athletes that train. And in one moment, like seconds, like track and field, it's over. They win. It's truly amazing. And I'm going to be watching the men's basketball. And I'm going to watch the soccer. But I got to ask you this question. Do you watch the opening and closing ceremonies? They don't do anything for me. Jamie, do you like the opening and closing ceremonies?
Yeah, I watched it.
Because tonight's the opening ceremony.
But it's not live tonight. It's already going on.
Really? My wife loves them. I don't watch it. Sabrina, do you like the opening ceremony?
I've never seen it.
Roger, do you like the opening ceremony? We'll take that as a no. All right, USA women 3, Zambia 0. You know what? At least the American women are good. Zambia. Well, excuse me, Mr. World News. You're a Brit World News. You're supposed to know how to pronounce it, not me. The Reds play the Rays tonight. Go Reds. Jamar hasn't been practicing. What's going on? The coach isn't telling us. I think his hair got in the way. And Dylan Cease from the San Diego Padres pitched a no-hitter. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has her day. Do not be a bootless, bait-breeding measle. Be an oracle. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture Show. There are some people, some friends of Trace Kelce, allegedly, are saying he used to be a... Travis Kelce used to be a nice guy, that he's kind of got big ego man. now that he's dating Taylor Swift. It changes you. I can't wait. I don't read books about celebrities, but Katie Holmes is going to do a tell-all book about Thomas Cruise. Woohoo! Now, I like Thomas Cruise as an actor, but he seems like he's a little weird on the personal side with that Scientology. Can you imagine what Katie Holmes is going to write about? Do you know how they got together? You can't make this up, guys. They got together when Katie Holmes told him that she had a poster of him on her wall growing up. And her parents, her dad was a lawyer, apparently hooked them up. And never, I mean, it was kind of weird, to be honest with you, but it didn't work out. Harley Davidson. Who would have ever thunk that Harley Davidson would go DEI? But they did. And they're getting some backlash for it. Everybody's going to be driving Yamahas and Kawasaki's and Indians now.
And Chevrolet.
Chevrolet doesn't make a motorcycle. Do you believe the Blondie? Stay in your lane, Blondie. Do you believe she said Chevrolets?
I wanted to trash Ford.
Do not edit that. Do not edit that. This is a Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.